Here we go. And it's recording. So hi everyone. Welcome to the 24th Global Community Call for the OpenCovid19 initiative. And we're going to hear more about the results of the fourth round of macro grants and the traditional updates from the projects. And we will also be discussing some actualities, some news about what will be happening before the end of the year. So I hope everyone is doing good and not under too much stress. So let me share my screen first before we go ahead. Here we go. So the first thing that we need to celebrate is the fact that we had another very successful JOGL macro grants round. And so bravo to all the participants, all projects that participated. Really, the level was really high. I would say even actually it was the highest of all rounds so far in terms of average score. And so as you can see, it was really an easy choice for all projects. You can see the cutoff here, and so we have this time 9 projects that will be getting funding from JOGL. And so obviously, thank you to our partners again, the AXA Research Fund, especially, who is making this round possible. And so without further ado, we have a couple of those projects being present right now, and so they will be sharing some updates with us. But before we get into the updates, I'd like to discuss like a matter that we discussed last time. The fact that is it a good idea or not if we do a crowdfunding campaign? And I've really thought about it, and I think it's a good idea because even if we may not actually raise big chunk of money, it's going to help us also raise awareness about what's going on within this community and create stronger links between people who are not participating in the projects because they don't necessarily have the technical skills, but would like to support anyway such a community-based, open science approach. So I think it's a very interesting experiment to do in the context even of JOGL in general, because it's going to teach us, and we're going to learn on the way how to organize, like an aspect that we have not yet taken care of is crowdfunding from the community. How do we actually enable bringing in more supporters that are not just doing pro bono work, voluntary work, but can also support projects in general. And if we want to grow our own activities, this is going to be a very important aspect too. But I had actually a question for you. Is I had a little tour of the existing crowdfunding campaign platforms, and I couldn't come to a conclusion about which one should we use. And I don't know if maybe you had some ideas or recommendations or even warnings, regarding some of them.
Well, I can only speak to our crowdfunding campaign that we did for Hackarium, but it's a few years ago now. We did it with the We Make It platform, and it was great, especially because they had this thing called Science Booster. So whatever you got was doubled by the Swiss National Science Foundation. And well, I think it was the Gerber Roof Stiftung, in fact. Anyway, it's that was really a very good experience, but it is really a lot of work. I almost wonder, with just 7 of us here right now, it makes it seem a little bit harder to imagine, like making all the videos and the posts. You have to really be geared up to
Yeah,
start it.
we are actually recruiting people right now who will be joining our team for community engagement, but also communication in general. So it's going to I think it's worth it. And so yeah, it's a lot of work. I've also organized a crowdfunding campaign back in the days for La Payas, and it's yeah, I know the toll, but I think it's also going to be an interesting experience, I believe, to see, instead of organizing like a super marketing campaign, is that how can we best organize our own community so that we can spread information, because at the end it's really to raise money so that the community can be supported to have more macro grants. And so I believe that we have quite a large community today, and so I would love to see how good it would actually perform if, like, all the core members of this community would at least, really, at least engage in the process a little bit by sharing information, trying to engage their own circles, to make it happen and raise the awareness also about their work and the community they're part of. So I think that's why it's, for me, it's an interesting learning process for us all, as a community, as an open project, as an open platform. So because I think it's going to teach us a lot of things about how we could grow in the future, how we could we could get more support, basically. Yeah, it's going to be another adventure. I've used in the past a French platform called KissKissBankBank, and it's been good too. But it's not necessarily fully international. And the question is, do we use a specific platform such as open science, crowdfunding, such as experiment.com, or do we go even for the big guys such as Kickstarter and Indiegogo? I actually don't know. So, if you have any ideas, even if it comes to your mind later on, don't hesitate actually to share your inspiration, because this is going to be a subject. The idea would be to launch it in probably like in a month and a half, something like that, and to let it go for at least a month and a half again. So to really go over the Christmas holidays, and yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I think there's something else to consider too, is the user base of the platforms. In that, if they have a larger user base, this will naturally get out. I don't know. I mean, for like Indiegogo and Kickstarter, I think they're typically looking for products.
Right.
But that said, this has a lot of meaning behind it. So I think that this would appeal to it, but I think that's something to consider. I have a contact at Kickstarter. I don't know if she works there anymore. It's been a couple years since I spoke to her, but I'll see if I can dig up that information. And she's in charge of kind of like with the development community and bringing people into the platform. So she might have some information about how to run that. But
yeah, we'll have probably to create like a cool video, to present the whole thing. We already have a lot of material. We've registered also a lot of messages from you guys, and so it's going to be we have all the recording from the calls, so we can use that. So yeah, I think it's totally feasible to make something happen in a month, and it's going to be interesting. But yeah, my question is, those platform matter? Like, can we just take anything and anyways, it's just a a placeholder, and then you bring people to that place, and they can interact with the project. So yeah. Well, if we'll continue the brainstorming, you know, on the Slack too. The next part is going to be you guys updates. So what do you have to share with us?
Who's going first?
Yeah.
I don't know what the order was in the slide.
I'm
Maybe
actually
you
hiding the
first,
ones who are
Hunter.
not here.
Okay, I just share my quick update. I didn't put it in the slide actually. So the wet lab part is a little behind because I can't access it right now, but we will, it's a new month, so we have new core hours. And we are finished with the pre-work, and we will do the first mutations now this month, like the first in silico mutational screening. So I will probably then, if we have some nice plots, we can discuss it in some session then later on November, I hope, if it works, if it's not like bursting or something, but it shouldn't. Yeah, that's our update. And another thing, because the UDG LAMP group is now doing the plasmid from the Bellington lab, which is like a chimeric protein of the BSD polymerase and the TAG polymerase. Mm-hmm. But the data set that I'm developing and the method that, or like the pipeline we are developing, because we don't develop a method, you can actually use it for a lot of polymerase optimization then. So you still have to put some work on it, and you still need to do all the simulation and stuff. But the database I'm actually doing and refining iteratively now, it can be used for most of the polymerases because they are structurally super, at least in the amino acid domain, they are super, or not the amino acid sequence, but the 3D structures, they are super alike. Every polymerase, one from the prokaryotic realm, is pretty similar to each other. So the problem with the halotolerance can be addressed more quickly if, for example, it turns out that the Bellington lab BST chimeric protein or enzyme is far more suitable. We can still add some halotolerance to it then much more quickly. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
So do you see a potential collaboration with this project?
Not now, because they are still getting their stuff started, and I think it's wise that, because I also have my testing framework now more or less already finished. So I think it's wise that I go through this process now first on the plasmid that I have and don't switch it right now. But if it turns out like, I mean, we can exchange our results, and if it turns out the enzyme is far more suitable for example, corona detective, we can still, like, we don't have this huge backlog anymore of creating like a data set for oh sorry, that's me, for halotolerantic patterns. So we already have some pre-work we can build on then, if we decide that we still want to push the halotolerance a little, because that's not, I don't think that was Bellington, what was addressed in the Bellington lab paper as well. But I need to check that again. Yeah, and another thing that could be added afterwards, after the process, is obviously also SSO2 domain, the non-specific DNA binding domain, because it went off patent last month. So these are two things that we should do on the enzyme in the long middle term run. And now it's just like, okay, what is the better enzyme? Is just the BST wild type better if it's optimized, or if is it the chimeric one? So there's a lot of synergy in that as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, so we definitely think that Keith and his group are a good match for all of the DNA amplification projects.
Yeah.
And today I invited him to come into the Slack channel. And he's also involved with the whole Glamper groups, you know, the academic ones. And we're putting together some sort of review article about all this. And he's one of the organizers who's really pushing to try to get this article off the ground. But yeah, with all the top academic people who are involved there too, they're all part of it. And so we hope that, yeah, if his enzyme works well and it does do this UTP-UDP thing, what it's great for all of us is it decreases the likelihood, the risk of cross-contamination and false positives, which is a big worry still with this method that Guy and I talked a lot about at the beginning of all of us coming together last March or whatever. And now we feel like maybe we need to repeat some more of those warning phrases that we used. Don't open your tubes and various things also in regards to this mammoth multiplier project that somebody else was working on. So anyway, we do think this will synergize very well if it works. So it's great that it
That's fantastic. And a little question, do you guys have received news from APHP?
Me, I haven't been in direct contact with them. I think Guy has already, but I don't think he's given them tubes yet. Maybe it'll be next week or the week after, because we've been a bit preoccupied.
Yeah, by the Express, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead, Rachel, with
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, the only real update is that we were very pleased that we got the highest score of the review, and thank you very much. And yeah, of course, we only asked for a very minimal amount, but at least even for Guy, for shipping all the tubes, it'll help pay the postage, right? With normal stamps, no need for calls. But no, it really makes a big difference, and we're looking forward to trying the triple with 3 different colors to see if in the flu season we can detect all our internal control plus the corona target plus the flu target. And we've been looking into if we could have a positive control available for the flu primers that one of our Ali recommended. So we'll see, and it's really going to be exciting times ahead.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Huh? Does any of the teams, you know, have sent yet their samples, like their results, you know, to the X-Prize Foundation?
I think that Sarah and Ali probably have until Thursday. Is that right? And then Guy will have until next Friday. And so, yeah, I think maybe Ali already sent his in. I'm not sure. But it's just been so crazy, so many weeks and weeks of waiting. Each week you get this, I should be ready, and oh, no, nothing happened. So, but that wasn't bad for Guy's case, because he did get the time to get confidence with these real viral samples, inactivated virus samples, and the sample preparation, which I never got to do here at Aquarium.
Sounds great. But congrats to you both, Rachel and Catherine. Martin, Hunter, or Aku, would you like to share any updates on your side?
Hey, Thomas. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of in the middle of a tussle doing something, juggling with the meeting. So first of all, thank you for the 4th successful round, and we're very grateful for the results and the micro grant. Updates from our team is basically our service.
Yeah, cool. Would you? I don't know if would you like maybe to introduce yourself for the rest of the team? Yeah.
Sure. So I represent Project XCOV, which is also a rapid patient dispatch management solution. And basically, you can think of it as Uber for health meets rapid patient dispatch plus referral solution for the hospitals as well as for the patients. We have been working for almost 4 or 5 months in this project, and basically the goal is
We are losing you.
from
Akul, I think we are losing you. Maybe you can deactivate your video stream.
Can you still hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah, it's
okay.
good now.
Okay. Let me know which part was
I
not.
think the last minute it will be good.
We heard you until like the goal is.
Okay, all right.
You left us in suspense.
I'll left you suspended in that. Okay, so basically the goal is for anyone in any city to easily navigate during the crisis or off the crisis to the right hospital, do a successful check-in. Imagine how you would onboard from your home to a dining experience. We would like the same kind of experience with the healthcare facility as well, because there are a lot of moving parts and patients usually are clueless how to onboard with registrations or providing medical records or do the pre-assessment. So if we could automate all of those processes, and this kind of came out to be one of the big problems that was responsible for huge queues in front of the healthcare, the reception or front desk when checking in, especially in case of Corona. So many hospitals got just a huge wave of patients, and the in-house administrative management, plus the lack of enough trained paramedics, which most of the third world countries do not have, that kind of caused a lot of deaths, a lot of administrative errors on the part, and a lot of shortage of medical personnels. So if we could automate that process, this is what it is all about. And we have been kind of a little successful. Last week, we launched a service, which is, you guys can go and check it out. It's called mycovidconnect.com. You'll have to prefix www.mycovidconnect.com. It's still in stealth mode. We're still kind of trying to tie it up with the whole hospital onboarding experience. So we have 6-7 hospitals here in India, in just one town, interested in adopting our service. So that's one of the updates, that on the user front, we are kind of making sure that we go live in as many cities. Also, our Android app is kind of in the works, and I think it should be out for demo pretty soon. So we are live in Bangalore in India, and we just want to make sure that the hospital end of the service should also be up and running. And that is where we need help with a lot of volunteers. It's something which we're actively working on these days. Building partnerships, meeting hospital owners, especially private hospitals.
Well, congratulations on this fantastic project. So in terms of meeting the volunteers that can help you, I guess you have shared also some of your needs on the JOGL platform.
Right.
We can also have a look to that with the team and see if we can actually connect you also with some people directly.
Sure.
We don't well. Maybe if people that is going to listen to this video, you also require some contact with some other hospitals. We have a very good collaboration also with a network of hospitals in Paris. and so it could be interesting also to present, what you've been developing. It's it's always good to have also feedback from other contexts.
Right.
So I could organize that too.
Sure. I'm not sure what would be the landscape for our kind of service in the Western Hemisphere, or especially in first world countries, because this kind of solution is kind of what we would think as a rip-off or a cheap bootstrap version of a more nationalized medical infrastructure. But if imagine 70 plus countries in the world don't have this kind of thing, they still run, a lot of these hospitals, they still run on pen and paper. So I would be happy to present to them what milestones we have achieved so far, so that maybe they could advise us into what could have been or what could be in our validation process, or best standards, or there are a lot of other compliances. For example, our system has to pass the HIPAA compliance in order to be really successful with the hospital end that actually are storing PHI level data. So yes, definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. Just before this community call, I was in a call with one of the coordinator of Code for All Foundation. They are the ones behind, they have like more than 30 organizations in different countries, right? And we are exploring the partnership together so that we could actually support that community and vice versa. And so I believe that that could also be like an opportunity for projects like yours, especially if you're looking for, the developers, for example,
right,
and
definitely,
and also people in other countries that are facing similar issues.
Definitely, because the project is out there. It's on GitHub. It's an open source OSS backed project. So a lot of right now we have, thanks to our volunteer partners and platforms, we did a very successful run of Hacktoberfest in the month of October. And around in our core team, we have 15 to 20 active developers. We received around 20 to 25 additional external contributions in the last 1 month themselves, just because we put ourselves out there. So definitely, more exposure means more collaboration, and yes, I'm all up for that. Let's see.
Awesome. Great, thank you so much, Akul. Congrats again. Does anyone wants to share any more updates? Nope.
Yeah, I have an update.
Go ahead.
If we have time. I'm going to share my screen for a second. First, I'm going to put, okay, let's see. Let's make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
So I finally came up with a good form for the respirator that I've been working on. The first video I'm going to show you, I think I showed you some screenshots last week, or maybe I showed a video of draping it onto the head form. So this is the process that I used to get from flat pattern into 3D model. And then I had to clean up the mesh a little bit. And that's the final model that is 3D printable. So I haven't printed it yet, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to be a good version to release. So I'm uploading it to GitHub after this call. And then I'll put the files out there, and then the rest of it will just be a matter of grading the patterns. So this is a medium head form developed by NIOSH that's supposed to be an amalgam of a bunch of different head scans of people. And then I have five total sizes that I'll be updating, and possibly more. And then after that, I might be looking into, I don't know, maybe making my own head forms with some of the facial measurement data from the iPhone app. And then I had my presentation with the Veterans Health Administration last week, which went very, very well. Presented it to I think a pretty large group of people. This is the app development. This is just a quick demo. So this is measuring your size. then virtually trying on the respirator. This is the older model, so it's a little rough. And then changing the design. So it's just like Nike. You can change your sneakers, you can change your respirator with 3D printing. And I told the federal government that my solution was panda masks to our PPE shortages. But I actually think they're kind of cute. So I think a non-intimidating respirator is a fun idea. And then now, how do I stop sharing my screen? Or have I been sharing? Did it? Okay, stop sharing. I see. Okay. So I mean, honestly, I don't know if FDA approval or NIOSH certification is going to happen. It's an expensive process. I know that disposable respirators are cheap and plentiful. But being able to come up with a reusable version that fits, I'm still supportive of that. So I'll see what happens. I think the VHA keeps telling me to look for some exciting news in your email, so I don't know what that means. I think they have some more programs, and they seem to be reaching out to the hacking community in general, the hacking and making community. So I think the series of challenges that they arranged this year with the maker and hacking communities were pretty successful, and so they've got a few patents. They've made some progress on several projects. So I think they're going to be doing more. There's going to be some more involvement with that. So any programs that are out there, I'll be certain to promote them on JOGL as well. So obviously they would be US based, but then I think they're generally open source, so they'd be available to everybody around the world. And yeah, that's it for my updates. Oh, I'm going to get an iPhone 12 with a LiDAR sensor. That's my, I can't really afford it with this project right now, but I saw in the store, they did some measurements with limbs, and it was pretty accurate. So I'd like to see what the mesh data comes back as with different parts of the human body, and maybe I can extend this. Right now it's just for heads and masks, but I don't know, there's like casts. I don't know anything about prosthetics and that area, but maybe there's something there. So that's it.
Awesome. Looks great, Sandra. I love the different models. It's
yeah, they're fun. Yeah, if you have any ideas, I mean, I'll come up with a version for France, of course. So it's not solely. Right now I'm patriotic, so it's US. But yeah, if you have any ideas, I want to do like a dog and a cat and like just emoji and yeah. I'm getting lots of requests for girl designs, but if you have any ideas, just hit me up.
Definitely. Great. Do we have anybody else who would like to speak up? I think we're good. We were joined by Yakov. I don't know if Yakov, you would like to speak or to introduce yourself. Feel free anyway. If not, well, I think this is the end of this 24th Global Community Call.
Thomas, I have some updates.
Okay, please go ahead, Amy.
But sorry, it won't take long, I promise. Hi, how are you?
Good. Yeah, go ahead. I should at least turn my camera on. Say hi.
Wonderful. Let me share my screen very briefly. So, okay. I guess. So I have one good news. If any one of you would like to attend, wait, I can't see. I can't see my slide.
But it's okay.
Well, wait.
We can.
Can you see this?
Oh no, we can't.
It's a blank screen, right?
Yeah.
Can you maybe show them, Thomas? They are in the very last part of the presentation. Do you mind sharing your screen?
No, I can't. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I give you the. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So we have 3 tickets, like we have 50, which is huge, for a total value of $5,000. Tickets for an event on November 10th, which is AF for Health. So there's major major projects coming in. It's normally at the Palais Tokyo. It's the latest AI conference in Europe. So like you have all of the big companies, startups, NGOs, the major stakeholders involved in this area. And they're really, because now they've shifted completely online, they're very open to support also open source projects. So this is a very good place to network, to find potential founders and potential collaborators. So if you're interested in having one or several tickets, we have 50. So just like email me or just text me on Slack, and I'll forward the tickets to you. So it's next Tuesday, if I am right. Yeah, it's on the 10th. And you can just click, like you can just type AF for health. I can also share the link. I'll do an announcement on Slack, so you have all the details. So we just got the news, so I wanted to share right away with you. Thomas, can you switch to the next slide, please?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not new, but it's still important. We've received additional responses to the global, like the OpenCovid evaluation survey. Now we're in a phase where we need, so what we did with the responses is adapt our community management strategy. So Hunter, I know you feel the, I just saw like the doodle for the interview. So let's plan for interviews. I've been shifting to Uganda in the meantime. So my days have been a bit hectic, but I'll come back to you soon.
The portion of JOGL is being, distributed over.
So the good news is now we've adapted our community management strategy based on your answers. You'll see some example of them in the next slides. And we want to increase the number of answers so that we just don't rely on like 20 people to really build our strategy on. So we decided that we're going to match every response of the form to a $1 donation to direct relief. So Thomas, if you don't mind going 3 slides from this one. Yeah, these are responses, but we can go back to it later. So we've decided, in order to increase the response rate and also to support like what they're doing, because like you support us, we support each other, we support them as well. We support, like we do everything that we can to fight this pandemic. We have decided, yes, to donate $1 for each response. So we're gonna share it on social media, but mainly in across members of the community, because we really want to have feedback from the members of the community to know what worked for them, what didn't work, what we did, if what we did was relevant or not, and how we can improve. Because the answers will be very useful for OpenCovid19, but also in general for JOGL and all of the operations we're conducting. So if you want to share it, that would be very nice of you. And direct relief. Just maybe one word about direct relief. I've put their website, I think, on the slide. It's in the text below, but it's a non-profit and non-partisan organization with a mission to improve the health and lives of people affected by poverty and emergency situations. So far, that COVID-19 response really focused on distribution of protective equipment, and they delivered more than 30 million N95 masks, among many other things, in the US and across the globe. So please share it with the people you know in this community. That would be really helpful for us, and well, for them as well. And I just wanted to share, like, because I don't mean to keep that for ourselves. Like, I really just want to share all the results with you. I just want to wait for more responses. But one things that we can learn, and the experience that have been addressed by the OpenCovid19 was, of course, providing funding. So this is what Thomas in particular is fighting so hard to just like find other ways to increase the amount of microgrants we're allocating to projects, initial funding setups, and yeah, that was basically, and connecting with people. So what we're going to do next months is really to target and focus on the granted project and help you meet your need by connecting you with whoever you want. So for that, can you go to the next slide, please, Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are some, okay, before I move on to the other subject, these are some recommendations. So we saw that some people stress that project review should be carried out by subject matter experts. So we're really working on it, identifying experts so that they can increase the feedback quality, let's say. Communication about community goals could be made ahead, working on that. Now I did 2 days, but maybe it should be like a week. So open to suggestions about it. And most importantly, people have been asking on digest. So if you have feedback on that, like, I'm not sure if we should do a weekly digest with the updates of each global community goal after each global community goal, or what I was thinking of is a monthly digest of projects and their stage of advancement and their successes. So if you want to react to that, what would you be like? What would you prefer, like a monthly digest or a weekly digest?
Easy answer, right?
Easy answer, not for me. Is it for you?
Yeah, so a weekly digest or like weekly updates actually make sense if you have like your directly collaborating partners and you talk about technical difficulties and details, you know, so because
No.
at least in the wet lab and in the development domain, it takes time. So after a month, you have like 1 or 2 sentences of of some solid results you can share to a bigger community. And after a week, you can say like, yep, I did the census experiment and it worked or it failed. Let's discuss why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at least from the biological side, like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I think the monthly would be like better to share, like also with partners, and like if you have like a major success or something like this, that would in order just to catalyze collaboration around the project, then maybe better than a flood of information. Anyone wants to react, or should I move to the last point?
When I had put that the weekly digest, when I get the emails from JOGL on projects that I'm following, I see that there's a comment on something, but I can't see what the actual comment is. So then I have to click into the site. So that's where I was thinking, like, if there is, I don't think there's any automated way to do this, because I think for something that's prepared, monthly makes a lot more sense. But, yeah.
Do you also receive the newsletter from JOGL? Do you have?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Okay.
Huh.
Well, there's my, okay. That's good to know. I'll sign up for that then.
No, don't like, I should, you know, maybe I can post it on Slack and just indicate that people can receive newsletter, but it's on JOGL more in generally, it's not specific to OpenCovid19. So maybe we could do something specific to OpenCovid19 and, but we'll definitely report to the dev team. I'm sure it's very easy to just like have just like you can see the comment.
Yeah, it's something they're working on. It's something it just requires a bit more of development. But what I would do, Hunter, is I would just go on JOGL.io and register to the newsletter. It's the simplest. And but yeah,
So you have new project, you have the project needs, you have information about the new partnership and the events that are coming. So it's a good content, and yeah.
but for us yeah, it's at the end, a newsletter is good to have like general purpose news and updates. But at the end, if we really want to perform as we want to, it should be, you know, personalized updates. And so that's why we have a team of people working right now on a recommendation system, so that we can, you know, for every member within JOGL, we can understand what are the typical information that person would be potentially interested in. So bring that information to that person, and like a certain type of information, not another. Obviously, it's going to be experimental, but the goal is really to get more personalized and customizable.
Yep. So that brings me to my last point. Thomas, if you don't mind going then 2 slides forward. Okay, okay. Just please fill the anonymous evaluation form if you haven't by November 15, and then it's the next one. Thank you. So because we want to have a tailored support for your project, and really to track your progress and really take actions when, like, as fast and soon as possible, we decided to implement a monthly project update. It's really like 3 minutes to complete. You have like basically 4 questions. What's your project status? What is your stage of maturity? What is one of the big successes? And what are what is the help you need from us? So the help could be connecting you with people in the community, connecting you with partners, presenting your project to like a bigger event. So even if you want to organize, if you have ideas on things you want to take the lead on, and let us know. Basically, it's just like a way to give us feedback, and also to like allow us to really prioritize our actions, so that we meet the most pressing needs. So we decided that it would be mandatory for all the granted project, because without this, it's really difficult for us to like just track everyone. So I don't like to demand things, but I think it would be beneficial for everyone. So it's like it's really a win-win for us. It just smoother our work, and you get the support, even more support from us. But all projects on JOGL will have the opportunity to feel it. So that's also a very good, like we'll be sharing with you information about what is the community stage. Akul is asking me, is saying, Camille, would be great if these action items could be shared on announcement on some channels. Yes, this is definitely planned. I wanted to announce it first because you guys show up and you are online. But definitely Akul.
Otherwise, you know, we just get lost with all the action items, and then we forget.
Sorry?
Otherwise we get lost, and then we forget with, you know, the different action items.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll do a post in the announcement channel, and you will also receive it in the newsletter. So remember, as Thomas told you, if you want to receive the newsletter and get the reminder, the monthly reminder for the project update, you can just go on JOGL and click. I'm not. Shame on me, but I don't even remember by heart where it is on the platform. I think it may be on your profile.
No, you have to go on jogl.io, not app.io.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, it took a bit longer.
No worries. Thank you so much, Camille, for all those those information. This is very important because at the end, this is what makes also JOGL able to better understand what's happening, and how what kind of impact we have, and so it's also serve you know us to better understand how we can better serve you, and how we can also prove that this is actually working very well to our future partners, because we need more support. And so I guess that is all. I'm going to stop sharing screen, and we're going to celebrate the end of this 24th global community call for the OpenCovid19 initiative. And before that, let's have traditional screen capture. You can activate your video stream, and I will do a nice capture. Hey! All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening, day, morning, wherever you are. And I guess see you all in 2 weeks from now. And in the meantime, on the Slack and JOGL. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Stay healthy.
Bye-bye.